Hey guys, back with another tutorial. This time, some basing. This is some custom basing. There was some available to purchase, but they were, I think, from the UK, and I just didn't really want to wait for the shipping, so decided I was going to try to make them myself. So I have these are 25 by 70 bases, and printed them out, primed them matte black, and then I'm using drywall compound, just your normal hardware store. This is the one that's pink, and then when it dries, it goes white. Just use whatever tool you've got and paste it on there. It doesn't have to be super, say, clean. It can have some ridges in it. Totally fine for this look that we're going with, this post-apocalyptic roadway. After it dries, actually this is, so I did a version. You'll see it's in the top right corner there. I did it when that was totally dry. Did the same technique, and I think the cracks and stuff came out a little bit more clean looking. So if you wanted them to be more clean, wait until it's fully dry. If you want, this is really easy. So while it's drying, maybe 20 minutes after you've done this, after you put the layer down, you can go with your hobby knife and make some cracks and bare spots and different things like that. And you see the result. It's pretty good. After they totally dry, though, you can take just a regular painter's brush, like a big bristled brush, and go over the top of them just nice and gentle, and it'll take any of the weird sort of artifacts off of it. After that, just prime the whole thing matte black, whatever primer you want, and add whatever cool bits you want. These are some just random 3D bits that I had printed off from other projects that didn't work, and so I just added them, glued them on there. The one I'll be just sort of demoing for the video is your plane. There's not going to be any of the scattered terrain on there, but we're going to slap chop. So apple barrel timeless gray with your brush of choice. These were off of Amazon, super cheap. They work really well for what they do. But go in there with a pretty good little dry brush as far as that timeless gray. Go back, and I always go back over the top of it with a little bit more heavier of a dry brush, just to get the prominent ridges and stuff. And then now we're going to combine timeless gray with just whatever white. This is Snow White. It's a matte white from Apple Barrel, and mix them together, and it'll get you just a little bit of a brighter. I didn't want to go totally white with this because it's not really, we're not slap chopping per se. We're just dry brushing actually. So I've been slap chopping, so I apologize. I mixed the two up, but that's what it'll look like with the two mixed together. So a little bit brighter. After that, we're going to start painting our lines pretty quick. So we're using Pro Acrylic Warm Yellow, and I just guessed here. I didn't really template it out or anything like that. So I just I didn't want them to be like all right in the center, right? So you see the two above the two with the yellow lines there. Those are white, so they're more towards the edge of the roadway. So you can just get creative with it. It's pretty fun. So I use my thumb as like a guide for the measurement, so that way they didn't look too off from one another. They at least matched a little bit. And per scale, like if you go out to the roadway, the yellow lines, here in the United States anyways. So yeah, so really work on the making sure that it looks in line, like, but the pavement is splitting apart, the asphalt's splitting. It's a lot of fun. This is actually for these 5 bases that I've done, because there's one more that's not in the frame here. It took me like 45 minutes, if that, to do them. So really fun, really easy way to get some neat looking bases down. The big thing though, that drywall compound, it's a little brittle even when it's dried. So a good matte varnish when you're done, and it sort of closes up. And I didn't have any issues of it chipping after that. So as long as you're not too crazy with it, like a knife or something, I don't think it'll pop up or anything. So I've used it on other pieces of terrain with really good results. I made my own trash bags. Those are pretty cool. So there's a lot of good tutorials out there. This is a wash that is from another creator on YouTube. I stole his recipe. It's really good. So there's the recipe there: 1/3 medium, 1/3 Reichland flesh shade, and then 1/3 Army Painter dark tone, and just coat the whole base there. Next, we're gonna use the Citadel Agrax Earth shade, and we're just gonna put this in the recesses You definitely use oils for this if you wanted to. I didn't really want them to uh, take the time to dry, you know, so I just went ahead and used whatever washes I had on the tabletop there for me. So like I said, this goes really quick. Just try to stay within all the recesses. If you do have some big ridges from when you put the putty on the, or the texture paste on the base itself, you can shadow those too. And now we're just going to get the rim of the base, clean it up with a Pro Curl Coal Black or whatever matte black of your choice. And pretty much it. It's pretty quick, down and dirty. And I think you can see the results there. Pretty fun. I did do some groundwork on one of them. And then the very center one, I played with adding Mod Podge matte to it just to protect it a little bit more. It did come out a little bit glossy looking, so I didn't really like that. So I just left the other four without that on there, just matte varnish. So, but you can see that this is a really fun, cool way to get some bases for Necromunda or Fallout or whatever game system you're playing. And here they are with some totally kit bashed Orlocks for my motorcycles here for some Ash Wasteland. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll keep the content coming. Thanks, guys.